Hello, everyone, and Merry Christmas. It's actually Christmas Eve, but when this uploads, it will be Christmas Day. So, Merry Christmas to you all if you're watching this on Christmas. Today, I'm going to be talking about the Rule of 72. So, what this is it estimates how long it would take for an investment to double given a fixed annual interest rate. So it's a super easy equation. All it is just t, which is time, equals 72, just the number 72, divided by the interest rate. And this is whatever interest rate you want to plug in. And it's going to be in percentage form. So the best example is like just an 8% interest rate. So usually the S&P 500 returns around 8% per year. So this is just a good example to see how it works. So set your equation t time equals 72, just the number 72, divided by 8% equals 9. It's just 9. So 9 years is how long it would take using the rule of 72 to see how long it would take for the investment to double. And this could be any amount. So if you invested, let's say $100, it would take 9 years, around 9 years at an 8% rate of interest to get to $200 if you invested that $100. So how is this equation derived exactly? It's derived from the time value of money formula. So this is future value equals present value times 1 plus r, which is the interest rate, to the power of t, which is time in years. So going through this, plugging in the different factors, we have future value of 2. Since we want to see how long it takes to double, we set future value to 2 and present value to 1. So 2 equals 1 times 1 plus r to the power of t. And now we just solve for t because we want to know how long it takes. So we want to know the time. So solving for t, we set both sides. We take the natural log of both sides to get the t out of the exponent. Natural log of 2 is 0.693 equals, and then this simplifies to t times r, divide both sides by r. T is equaling 69.3% divided by r, which is, again, the annual rate of interest. So you might be wondering, why is it 69.3 if we're using the rule of 72? Well, basically 69.3% is more accurate to use in scenarios where the percentages are pretty low, but a lot of people like to just use 72 because it is more accurate in the higher percentages. So if it's like 5%, if you're using an interest rate of 5% or above, it's going to be more accurate. But if you're using like 1, 2, 3%, 4%, then 69.3 is technically more accurate, but 72 is a lot easier to use. And again, the whole rule of 72 is to use something that's really easy to just find how long it takes for your investment to double. So 72 is divisible by quite a few numbers, and 69.3 obviously is not. So you'll usually get a nice clean number if you use 72 rather than 69.3. So most people just like to use 72. Now moving on to this side, I also wanted to briefly talk about the equation that you would use to find the exact amount. So again, the rule of 72 is just to use an estimate, but there is an equation to find the exact amount of time it would take for an investment to double. That's using this equation with logarithms. So going through this one, t, again, time is logarithm of 2 divided by logarithm of 1 plus r. So again, r is the interest rate. So going through and breaking it down using the same example of 8%. So we have t equals log of 2, which simplifies down to 0.301029. This is rounded. I just went out about 6 decimal places. And then divided by log of 1 plus 0.08. So log of 1.08 is 0.033424. And then simplifying this equals 9.01 years. So as you can see, with an 8% interest rate, it's just about exactly the same as using the rule of 72. So it's not always going to be this accurate. There is going to be more variance in different percentages, but using a typical 8% interest rate for the S&P 500, you can see that it just about returns the same number here. So 9 years for an 8% interest rate is how long it would take for any investment to double. And lastly, I wanted to just reflect upon this little box I put here. So I have 4 different interest rates, just 4 relatively common interest rates: 2%, 5%, 10%, and 20%. And we can see exactly how long it would take for each of the investments to double using these interest rates. So if you have an investment and you return 2% a year, it would take you about 36 years to double your interest rate. That's using the rule of 72 because 72 divided by 2 is 36, so 36 years. And then using the formula over here, I did this off camera, but it's actually 35 years. So it's only a year different, which isn't that much when you're considering this many years. So it's pretty close, using the exact formula versus the rule of 72 formula. And then 5% is very similar. It's a lot closer, actually. So rule of 72, it's 14.4 years it would take for your investment to double with 5% interest. And the exact time is actually 14.2. So again, just to show it's very close. And same thing with 10%, 7.2 years for rule of 72 and 7.3 years for the exact formula. Lastly, 20% down here is 3.6 years for rule of 72 and 3.8 years for the exact time. So yeah, using the rule of 72, it's just really fun to kind of just mess around with whatever interest rate you think you can pull. If you want to do something really risky and you think you can get a nice few years with a 15% rate of interest, you can it'll only take a few years for you to double your money, which is really awesome. And then if you want to just invest in a bunch of S&P 500 stocks, you'll probably return around 8% a year. It would take you right around 9 years for you to double your money with that investment. But anyways, thanks for watching. Have a Merry Christmas, and I hope you guys enjoyed.